If you guys want, you can bring yourself to child's pose. It's 6:30, so we are going to get started. I hope you all had a beautiful day. So when you're ready, we're going to come into child's pose. Your knees can be matched with distant. Your big toes to touch. And then you're going to drop the hips, drop the torso, bringing your hands out in front of you for a very deep stretch. You can place your forehead or your third eye onto the mat. You can place your chin on the mat, whatever's comfortable for you. And you guys could stay here for about 10 breaths. We're going to stay in child's pose. Tonight's intention is to release your emotions. Maybe you had a long day of a whole bunch of different emotions. Maybe you were feeling one emotion all day long. Whatever emotions you were feeling, just let your body sink into those emotions. And then throughout our practice, each pose that we go through, release one of those emotions that you were feeling. Staying in child's pose, we're going to come to our square breathing. I will explain it if you've never heard of it before. You're going to close your eyes. Imagine a square. So we're going to start at the bottom left corner of the square. You're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds as you make your way across the top of the square. Exhale for 4 seconds as you make your way down the other side of the square. And hold at the bottom of your exhale as you move to close the square. We're going to do a couple rounds of these, letting go of the day, coming back onto our mats. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4. At the top of your inhale. Exhaling for 4 seconds. And then holding at the bottom of your exhale for another 4 seconds. While you're in child's pose, we're going to do a couple more rounds of square breathing. Square breathing is a really good exercise to relax the nervous system, let go of anything that's stressing you. One more inhale here, holding it. One more exhale. And when you let go and you finish that last square, we're going to come up to Sukhasana or seated position or crisscross applesauce. From here, we're going to straighten out our legs. We're going to come into a seated forward fold. So we're going to lift our arms up, feeling a stretch in the shoulders and dropping down to touch your toes. Maybe you touch your shins, maybe you touch your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe you grab onto the ankles. releasing the tension in your low back. If you want a more active stretch, you can squeeze your shoulders together and hinge at the hips, and keeping your shoulders there, squeezing them together, trying not to round your back. It's difficult. You can keep the square breathing throughout your practice tonight. Try not to hold your breath for too long in the pose. But since it's a gentle class, you can keep it or leave it. One more inhale here. And one more exhale. Okay. Rise back up, and we're going to take the left foot, bringing it onto our thigh, coming into seated tree, or whatever foot you want to start with. We're going to lift our arms up, dropping our right hand down to our toes, bringing our left hand overhead. Creates a nice stretch in the entire left side body. When you bring it over, maybe you can touch your toes. Or if it's more comfortable, you can lift your torso, turn it, and drop your hands down. Remembering to breathe. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Okay, we're going to switch sides now. So bringing the right foot back in, bringing the left foot out, switching sides. And lift your arms up. You can either turn and fold, or you could stay here and drop this and your left hand and bring your right arm over. If you're in this position, you can keep your gaze up at the ceiling. If you're in this position, you can look at your toes. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe on your next exhale, you can go deeper into the stretch. My cat wants to say hello. Okay, one more inhale here. And one more exhale. Now we're going to keep your right foot where it is, and then bringing your left foot to meet your right, coming into butterfly. You can put your feet out so it makes more of a diamond shape, or for a deeper stretch, you can bring them closer to the groin area. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. Or on your next inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. On your next exhale, you can walk your hands forward. So the reason that we're doing all of these hip openers is because the hips are where all of your emotion is stored. Opening the hips opens your emotions, and we can just release them onto our yoga mat, into the poses, into our breath, anywhere but our minds. For these 20 minutes, we're just breathing and focusing on our mind, body, physical, mat connection. all of it. Taking one more inhale here. And on your next exhale, you can rise up. And we're going to come back into Sukhasana, seated position. So just crisscross applesauce. And then on your next inhale, we're going to rise our arms up into the air, stretching out again. And then on the next exhale, we're going to take our left hand, bringing it to our right knee, and twisting. For a deep stretch, you can put your right hand closest to your lower back, keeping your shoulder blades together, squeezed together. And maybe you're just here, or maybe you want to go further and you want to turn your shoulder and turn your head to look past your shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale and one more exhale. Going to rise our arms back up, moving on to the other side. So placing your right hand onto your left knee, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and placing your left hand as close or as far as you want from your lower back. Remembering that every body is different, every day is different. Maybe yesterday you could turn your entire body all the way in a really, really deep stretch, and maybe today you're just here. Wherever you are, just breathe into it and love it. Twisting always reminds me of like a mental detox. Like we're just like twisting out all of the energy that we don't want. On your next inhale, you can come back here. Noticing your breath. Has it gotten faster, or shorter, longer, softer, more audible? Let's take one inhale and one exhale together. Now we're going to do some seated cat-cow poses. So this is more of mobility. So you can place your hands wherever you want them. For me, most comfortable is on my knees. And you're going to make torso circles. So we're going to be moving over and then arching our back. So this is cow. And then coming all the way back around, moving into cat. For these torso rolls, I like to make it really exaggerated because that's how I feel it the most. Put as much movement into it as you want. If you've been moving in one direction, switch to the other. When you come forward, squeezing the shoulder blades. When you move back, opening them, letting them relax. Try not to put too much pressure into the hands, on your knees. Relaxing into it. Inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale here. And on your next inhale, we're going to come into deer pose. So we are going to take whatever leg you want and you're going to swing it behind you. So the sole of the foot is on top of the other thigh. And then you can, if you want a deep stretch, you can sit up tall and kind of move forward to your bent, to the leg that you swung back. And if you want a more relaxed restorative stretch, you can turn this way and walk your hands down, your forearms down. We're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. One more inhale, and one more exhale. You can stay here, or if you're ready, you can walk your hands back up, switching over to the other side. This is called deer pose because our legs kind of look like antlers, deer antlers. Remembering you can stay here if you want to feel it more in your hip, or you can turn and drop your forearms down to the mat. We're going to stay here for another 3 rounds of breath. Letting go of the day. Letting go of all the emotions that don't serve you. When you're ready, you can take one more inhale. And on your next exhale, we're going to rise back up. And however you would like to get there, we're going to lie down on our backs. And we're going to come into a supine twist. So this can look like bringing both of your legs over and looking towards the opposite side. Or it can also look like bringing one leg over for a deeper twist. And once you're there, you can keep your arms where they are. You can tee them out. You can cactus them, making them kind of look like goalposts. Whatever is most comfortable for you. One more inhale, and one more exhale. We're going to bring our knees into our chest, giving them a big squeeze, and then dropping them over to the other side. One more inhale here. And on your next exhale, if you're ready, you can bring your knees back, giving your body another squeeze, a big hug. Inhaling and exhaling, and you can drop everything, coming into our final resting position, Savasana. Once you're here, you can let your legs and arms splay out. Letting your practice sink in for the night. Noticing how something may have felt different, may have felt good, may have been uncomfortable. Releasing all of it. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale. However you would like to get there, we're going to come back up into a seated position, bringing your hands to heart center. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. Kind thoughts. Bringing your thumbs to your lips. Kind words. Then bringing your thumbs back to heart center. Kind actions. The light within me loves and honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste.